And here we are with the envelope, the beginning of Season 2. In this My Player Career mode, Mateo opens the envelope and he finds 2 tickets. Netherlands versus Spain, the World Cup final. And guys, the names are the most interesting part. James Ackland, my stepfather's name on this ticket that we used. And Jack Warner, this guy's dad, he's Jack Warner Jr. His dad had 1 ticket, which obviously they gave to us. They were meant for them, but my dad somehow got hold of them. He used them for us in some kind of bet to pay them off, and it didn't work. But the tickets were initially bought by James Ackland and Jack Warner here, guys. And looking at all the other information on this ticket, I don't know about you, but it's all a lot of numbers. Soccer City Stadium, Johannesburg. Guys, Mateo is just so shocked. And it kind of makes sense as to why we have this key now as well. We're just so shocked that Jack Warner is with James Ackland, who was my mother's partner after it all happened. And we have this key from my mother, from James Ackland, that she stole. It says James Ackland engraved on it. It has this symbol, this cross. It looks so strange engraved into it as well. And the words, or the numbers, 1725. What does that mean? What does it lead to? What is this key for? And where could the lock be that it opens? And what is inside that is so important that James Ackland is so mad at my mother that she had to flee the country to get away from him? He obviously knows something's there, but we don't. And we don't know where it is. As you can see from the last episode, we got a summary of some information from the company that we just visited there. We just left level 49 of this FIB building. We were at Communication Betting, guys. It was a company owned by Jack Warner, and his son Jack Warner Jr. was up there. I don't know about Jack Warner himself. We have never seen him before since that night. But guys, his son was up there and kind of helped us a little bit with our investigation. And he's obviously been tracking us too, so he must be working for his father, Jack Warner. But we aren't sure about that. We didn't really ask too many questions. We were just in shock about getting some World Cup tickets that my father had used for me and him at the finals all the way back in the first episode. 10 years ago that happened. And now what? The different names on it. It was my stepdad's name, who my mum didn't meet until several years afterwards. This has all been some massive setup this whole time. I just don't know what to think anymore. We have a key from him. We have these tickets with his name on it and Jack Warner's name on it as well. And this is all just a bit confusing and a bit strange and a bit coincidental that it all seems to link up like so, which is very, very interesting. What this key leads to is going to be a big mystery. I'm going to be putting that on my investigation board as soon as we get home. And also these World Cup tickets, guys, we're going to be looking over them to see if there's any other information on them that you guys may have spotted that might lead to something. There were some interesting numbers on it as well at the bottom, just underneath the names. And there was some interesting, all the row numbers and the seat numbers. It was all the places that me and my dad sat. That's exactly the seats. That's exactly the stand. It's the right place. It's where we were. And the tickets say not for resale. I'm just so confused as to why. And my mum's not actually home. I was just looking around here looking for my mum. Maybe she's out back doing her usual yoga, which is what she used to do. And hopefully I will see her, because I got to talk to her about this. I got to figure out if she knows anything or if she can help with this at all, because this is all a bit confusing and a bit overwhelming for Mateo. And here she is. She is outside doing her yoga. And we're going to go and have a quick chat with her now about the tickets. Mum, I think I've figured it out. James Ackland's name is on the World Cup tickets that me and Dad used that night back 10 years ago. His name is on it, and so is somebody called Jack Warner, the man that took Dad. They were together. They're in this together. Do you know anything about this? Oh my goodness. Mateo, this is incredible. How did you find this out? How do you have those tickets? Did he give them to you? Yeah, Mum, he gave them to me. He wants to help me. This is his son, Jack Warner Jr. He wants to help me get my dad back. I don't know where else to go now. I've got these tickets. I've got this key from you. It all adds up, but then it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. Guys, and that's it. We're going to be staying here for the night with our mum before we head out to do a few more things here in South Africa, guys. But as you can see, we're in Boksburg once again. We've woken up the next morning. We've been here for a couple of days now. And I thought I would take some time and just think things over. I thought I'd pay respects to my dad, who he may be alive still, he may not. But we're going to go back to the scene of the crime, the day it all happened. We're going to go back to the tunnel next to the stadium and just have a look around, see if it can bring any memories or any ideas to mind about what we should do, or what might have happened, or what these things might mean, because it is something Mateo just cannot figure out. Is this key we've got some information about communication betting, and it kind of makes sense. And then that guy Jonathan from the last episode mentioned something about match fixing as well, and I'm just trying to figure out what is going on at the moment, because it all makes strange sense, but at the same time nothing is adding up to what I think it should be. We're just arriving here at Soccer City Stadium, where this is where it's kind of hard coming back here after what happened, but this is where it happened, guys. We finished watching this amazing World Cup final between Netherlands and Spain, and then we come out, we're on our way home, we're making our way down. We actually walked down this exact road right here, and we walked into the tunnel. There's the tunnel over on our right, and we walked in, and that's where it happened. That's where the van was waiting, and my father was taken away. That was the last time I ever saw him, and I'm just here now just to have a think, just to say I don't know what to think anymore. My dad was here. This was the last we saw of him. Just trying to remember him and the man he was, whether he's alive or not. This is really hard for Mateo to get through. Just looking around the spot, the van was right here on this road, and it left over on that road, and then it disappeared. That was the last thing I ever saw. We got the company van ID'd. We figured out it was the communications betting company that took him. And then we meet Jack Warner Jr. there in the building. Obviously Jack Warner isn't here. We don't know where he is. That is something which scares us. They're watching us. They're watching Mateo. How do they know? I mean, I'm a professional footballer playing in Reading at the moment, and I'm being watched. My past here in South Africa seems to be following me wherever I go. I get all these clues and these hints that I'm going to be adding to the investigation board. And just as we do, guys, we actually get a phone call for no reason. Here, just phone starts ringing. Pull into a quick parking space and answer the phone. Mateo, Reading have just accepted a £30 million bid for you from Everton FC. Everton, you need to get yourself over to Liverpool right now. Where are you? I'm in South Africa, in Johannesburg. Alright, I'll book you on the next flight. You need to get yourself straight to Liverpool, where we're going to meet up. We'll go straight to the Everton office, and we'll have a chat and look at some contract negotiations if it is something you're interested in. Yes, definitely it is something I'm interested in, having some contract negotiations with Everton. I'll get on the first flight out, and I will meet you in Liverpool. And I'm just, what? Everton, really? Yeah, then they're offering you a huge wage as well. This is something incredible. You need to go and meet them as soon as possible. I'll see you there in a couple of days' time. Peace. Alright guys, we just got off the phone with our agent. If you heard that, oh my goodness, things have quickly changed. Our mind is going to be taken away from what's happening here in South Africa. We're going to be heading back. We've been here almost a week now, and we haven't actually got long left before pre-season starts again for Reading. But this is an opportune moment to sign for a new club. We've been approached. Reading have accepted a £30 million offer from Everton to sign Mateo Bryte to Everton. How crazy is this? Imagine going and playing for Everton FC in the Premier League, guys. How amazing would that be? First team in Everton, scoring goals for a bigger club, having great teammates around us, guys. We're arriving here back at the airport here in Johannesburg. We're going to be dropping off the hire car that we have. It's done us well. We haven't crashed. We kept it in really good condition. We're going to be dropping it back off to the hire car place here, and we're going to be heading out back to England, guys. We're going to be heading to Liverpool, where we're going to be in the Everton headquarters and in the offices, where we're going to be meeting up hopefully with the manager Carlo and Charlotte, and getting underway with some contract negotiations. Imagine that, signing for Everton, guys, and having our next season, our pre-season, and the rest of the season in the Premier League with Everton, possible Europa League football as well. I don't know how they did on the table last year. We didn't actually look, but guys, here we are dropping off the car to the airport, hopping on the next flight out. And the agent has paid for this flight. He just quickly got us, he booked us onto the closest flight he could, and we hopped straight on. We're flying out here, guys. We're leaving South Africa for the last time in a little while, guys. The season will be getting underway very soon, whether we're playing for Reading or Everton. It's going to be an interesting one. We've got some things to think about. We've got a key from our mum with James Ackland on it, with a weird symbol on it and a number on it. And we've also got a very interesting pair of World Cup tickets from the night, from my father and the one I used when we were a kid at the World Cup final. On the tickets is the names of James Ackland and Jack Warner, as well as some interesting looking numbers and digits of where we sat and whatnot, guys. So take a look at the tickets if you didn't already. Have a think, see if you can figure out any of the clues and where it might lead us to next. That is going to be going up on our investigation board for this season, and we're going to think about these things very, very in depth to figure out where we could be going to find out more information on where this key leads to. This is a huge one, the key that we got from my mum, which she stole from my stepfather, who now is a big part of this, my stepdad back in Reading. Guys, here we are now though. Things have to be focused. Reading FC is in the past. Maybe Everton FC is the present. Are we going to sign a contract right here, right now, with Everton FC and move clubs for the first time in our life to a massive Premier League club? £30 million has been accepted by Reading from Everton, and we're here for contract negotiations. There's our agent, there's Carlo Ancelotti, the Everton manager, and here we are about to get underway with the chats. Let's go. Mateo, glad you finally made it. I've just been having a chat here with your agent and just been telling me all about you, and I've seen what an incredible season you've been having in the Championship last season and playoff promotion place winners. It's just been incredible to watch you play, top goal scorer of the league. We want your signature. We want you playing for Everton. If it's something you're interested in, let's have a sit down, let's have a chat right now. Your agent's been going through with me some of the requirements that you have, and I'm very happy to get underway with contract negotiations to sign you on to our squad for £30 million. Now, here's the contract we're offering you. £10,000 per week, 4 years in length. The squad role, backup. Bonus, £15,000 for 20 appearances in the league. A bonus of £20,000 for 20 assists in the league. A bonus of £10,000 for 5 international appearances, and a release clause of $80 million. How does this sound to you? I'm not sure actually. The squad role, backup. Seriously? You think of me as a backup for Everton? At this stage, we do have a lot of players fighting for your position. If you can come in to the squad, prove yourself, get your position in the team, then maybe we can renegotiate and change that. But for now, we have put it down as a backup just in case we don't get your hopes up, and we have many other players in the same position. But we really would like to sign you on and have you in for safekeeping. What do you think about this? I'm not sure. What do you think? It's up to you, Mateo. This is your choice. You let them know what you want to do, whether you want to sign this contract or not.